So hi everyone, this is Manish again with the course curriculum that I promised I'll be sharing with you guys very shortly. Sorry, I took 3 days to prepare this, but I want to make sure that I include all the modules that you guys suggested via the survey that you guys filled. So first things first, the name of the module is going to be Python Hands-On for Working Professionals. Why I named it this way is the name of the course should definitely reflect what this is going to be and who this is going to be for. So this is going to be a pretty much hands-on session, and I'm assuming that most of you are working professionals, so this is targeted for you for your day-to-day needs. So without any further ado, let me get into discussing what all things we'll be covering in this uh, in this course. So we'll start with introduction to Python, and we will actually do a hands-on session where we end up setting the environment for everyone. We will be looking at what all different integrated development environment options that we have, and primarily we are going to actually set up Anaconda distribution for you. Uh, and then moving on, what we will do is we will look at how a modular code structure looks like in Python. We will look at some of the common libraries. We will look at what the main method is. We will help you get initiated with your first Python program, and then we will see how we can take user input using the keyboard. Moving on, since this is a fundamental for every programming language, we definitely need to know what all data types the language supports. So we will look at the Python data types and what all operators it supports. And one important aspect of this is operator precedence. So we will need to see when you write a statement where we have multiple operators, then how does the precedence between these operators work? Moving on, we will look at the different programming constructs that Python supports. So we will look at if, else if statements, how to write them. We will look at while and for loop statements. We will look at how to use break and continue statements. And a very important function here is range function. We will look at that as well. Moving on, we will look at how to handle strings inside Python, and we are going to look at the common operations which we can do with strings, right? So things like slicing, splitting, and joining strings. So that is what we're going to cover in string handling. Now, this is going to be the most important section, right? Where we'll look at what are the different data structures that we have in Python. Trust me, guys, if you are willing to do EDA, exploratory data analysis, which most of you suggested you are interested in, you cannot get away with lists and dictionaries. You will need to be thorough on this. So, although we are going to cover all the four data structures, which is lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries, we are going to be primarily focusing on lists and dictionaries. Yeah. Then moving on, we will be looking at how to define a function, how to pass a parameter to a function, how to return values from a function, and then we will look at something which is very common these days, guys. You must have heard there's something called as lambda function, right? Anybody who has any bit of exposure on cloud technologies would know what I'm talking about, but then we'll make it simple for you guys. We will know how to use lambda functions in Python. The other thing inside functions that we are going to do is map and reduce filter functions. So anybody who has any bit of idea on the big data technologies, you may be already aware what map and reduce means, but we are going to see what map and reduce means in context to Python. And once we do that, you will have a great understanding of how distributed computing works inside a big data environment. So all of these are very exciting functionalities or functions, and we are going to see them in much detail. Then moving on, we will be looking at exception handling, how to actually define them. The purpose here is to, write to help you write a code which does not terminate on its own, or with giving errors. Rather, we should be able to handle uh, the code in a manner that it terminates gracefully, giving an exit code to the operating system and not giving a blue screen of death or something like that, right? So we will look at how to define try and catch block, as well as we'll see how to use the finally block, and then we'll see how to define our own custom exceptions. So we will cover them. Any programming language, if it supports object oriented concepts, there is a great possibility that you can define a class in there, and we can do the same in Python as well. So what we are going to do is we are going to look at how to define classes and objects in Python, and then we are going to look at uh, how we can actually implement some of the basic OOPS concepts, which is simple inheritance, multiple and multi inheritance. So once that is done, we will move into looking at some of the common classes that are readily available for us to call functions and do some basic operations like square root, datetime functions, and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is during the duration of the course, I'm going to add more classes, more common classes rather, to this list, and for now I have only added two, so I'll keep adding stuff here. Then we will look at how do we do file handling, and the files that I'm talking about here is any data file. It could be CSV, XLS, XLSX, or it could be a JSON file. So we will look at how to actually read and write into such files, and what are the other operations that we can possibly do using data files. So we'll look at this, and then the fun part begins, right? So most of you wanted to do EDA, exploratory data analysis, and Pandas is one of the core libraries that you actually use to do EDAs. So that's what we are going to do, guys. We are going to look at, if you look at the list, this is pretty long. Under Pandas, we are going to look at Pandas in great detail. We are going to look how to view data using Pandas, how to select data using pandas, manipulate, group, do merge, join, and concatenate operation, and also see how do we actually work with CSV and Excel files using pandas, how do we visualize data using pandas and stuff like that. Uh, After that, what is also very important for us to learn is the NumPy package. And NumPy is a package which is also very core to Python, like pandas. And using NumPy, we can actually define n-dimensional array and then manipulate it. So if you look at this list, this is also pretty strong. We are going to cover NumPy arrays in pretty great detail. Some of the items that you see here is how do we define arrays of different data types, how do we indexing and slicing, and then iterate over arrays, right? I'm not going down the whole list. It may not make a lot of sense to go down the whole list right now, but then just to give you some hint that pandas and NumPy, we're going to cover them in great detail. So the next one is database handling. I wanted you guys to actually get a feel of this as well, although this is not very important and necessary for you. But then, how can you, using a Python program, connect to any database? It could be local to your system, as in SQL Server or MySQL, or it could be over a cloud. So it could be AWS Aurora or AWS RDS or AWS Redshift. So how do we connect to databases using Python? And then once you connect to database, our objective is to either create a table, insert values into the table, or select from existing tables using where clause, order by, update query, or join statements. So we will see all of this in great detail inside this section, database handling. And this one is on popular demand. I never intended to include API development using here, but then in this module, but then 55% of the people who actually responded to the surveys were of the view that they would also want to write code to create APIs using Python, and that is what we are going to do here, right? A few tools that will need to introduce here is PyCharm is an environment that we will need to use, so we will introduce it here. Flask framework is a framework for micro web development. That is what we are going to do here. And then we are also going to use Postman, which is a tool which is used for uh, API testing locally on your machine. From my side, what I've added is, and this is the cherry on top of the cake, is how do you actually deploy your own API that you build over a cloud server. And we are going to do this. This is going to be very exciting and fun for everybody. So guys, this is all about the course curriculum, which I have designed specifically for working professionals. And remember, this is going to be a hands-on session where everybody who is going to be part of it is given enough due that he or she is able to actually write the code. himself or herself. So with that, guys, I'll take your leave for today. In a couple of days, I'll be sharing more details about the course, as in the duration of the course, the start date of the course, and then the fee details and stuff like that. Uh, and we will take it from there. This video is uploaded on a YouTube channel. If you want to continue to receive regular updates, I will highly recommend that you subscribe to this channel. And if you really like the video, you can like the video as well. Thank you, guys. Bye bye for the day, and stay safe. Thank you.